Hey guys, and welcome back to the JTO channel. And this is your match review of England nil, the USA, the United States of America nil in a very how do you describe this game? A game that I would say I feel like in the first half at the very least, tactically I liked it a lot, especially from US's perspective, not so much on England's. The second half is when you want things to sort of liven up, you sort of want end to end at one stage. I think the last 20, 30 minutes of that game, I just got the vibe that both teams accepted a draw and they didn't really go for it. Like when it comes to the US up front in the second half, mainly, they just lacked that quality in terms of just end product. They didn't really get that final shot off. Like, for example, Pulisic had a couple shots where it just got blocked from unrealistic angles. The cross wasn't right. The decision making wasn't right from the US's perspective when you compare that to the first half, where for the most part, going forward, they made the right decisions. They were patient. They were playing it about. McKennie had a chance. Pulisic had a chance. There was a header that their striker had as well. So they had a couple chances, the US. Compare that to England. Now, Southgate, I'm not going to lie, right? This brother is so annoying. He's so annoying because it's like everyone knows how shit he is. Everyone knows how shit this guy is. I don't care what anybody tells me, yeah? I don't care if he reached the final of the Euros. I don't care if he reached the semi-final of the World Cup. At the end of the day, we didn't win those. And the luck of the draw was important as well, guys. We have to consider that as well. And if England get far in this competition, trust me, it'll be because of the luck of the draw. Now, does this game from England remind me of Scotland last year when they drew 0-0 and it was disappointing from England? Yes, it does a little bit. It does a little bit. But this time I'm considering the fact that this probably is Southgate's last tournament, isn't it? So when you look at England, right, Southgate got outcoached and tactically outclassed by Gregg, a guy called Gregg. Now, this Gregg guy, by US fans, they call him the American Southgate. How bad must he be? Do you understand what I'm saying? And when you look at it tactically, I thought Southgate set it up wrong. And the reason why I say that is because of the certain players he used. I think for the game plan he wanted to play, he used the wrong profiles. Because what England wanted to do was they wanted US to press high, like they did against Wales. But the US didn't do that. The US didn't do that. And England struggled. England struggled to cope with the fact that US at times didn't mind letting the centre backs have the ball. And they'd press England mainly when the midfield would touch the ball. Hence why Bellingham today was nearly invisible. US shut him out. Mason Mount today, oh my days. I get it. You got shut out for the most part of the game, Mason. Yeah, the US midfield done really well. But my God, Mason. I'm hearing 300 grand a week for this guy. No. Absolutely not. If this club, Chelsea, I'm sorry I'm relating to Chelsea, but if we give this guy 300 grand a week, fam, we're not serious. We're not a serious institution. We're not a serious club. So, with the way England wanted to play, it depended on what US were going to do in terms of pressing. But the US didn't press consistently. They conserved their energy because against Wales, they got tired in the second half. When today, they were smarter. They used their brains. They used logic. And England struggled with that. They couldn't even get out the first phase. They couldn't even get out US's first press. Every time they went through in that first half and it looked like they could do something, it was because of a US mistake. Look at the Harry Kane chance that got blocked. Robinson gets dragged out of position, so does Musa and another player, and all of a sudden Bellingham has all the space in the world. That's the only time they exposed the US, because the US got a bit too excited thinking they could win the ball back. But other than that, the US were compact when they needed to be. That midfield was class. That midfield used the ball better than England. England had Declan Rice, Mason Mount, Bellingham. I'm just saying, that's a potential midfield for Chelsea Football Club. I know I keep relating it back to my club, but, bruv, we're linked to Jude Bellingham. We're probably going to get Declan Rice, and we have Mason Mount already. And they got outclassed by Tyler Adams, Musa, and McKennie. But those three today were sensational. Sensational. The three best players for the US today. 100%. Yeah, Pulisic had some good moments, but those three, on a consistent basis throughout the whole game, the decision making was 9 times out of 10, correct. They were moving the ball better. The USA were breaking us down better. They were getting to the box better. They created the better chances than us. They defended better than us as well. It's absolute. It's just Southgate and, the substitutes. I mean, Henderson. Horrendousson. I call him that. Horrendousson. You need a goal. You need to attack them. You need to find a way to change his game. And you bring on Horrendousson. Now, to be fair to Henderson, he was actually decent. He was decent. But he's not the type of player we needed. Oh, and before I even get into his subs, I wanted to mention one more thing about why I think Southgate got it wrong in terms of the setup and the team. It wasn't just the press, but you think about the profile, yeah? You saw the rotations that was going on between, I think, Raheem Sterling and Mason Mount, right? And Mason Mount was occupying the width. Sterling would drop in, be sort of that second striker near to Harry Kane. If you're going to do that, why not play Grealish? Grealish is better in tight spaces. Grealish is better at winning fouls. Grealish is the better dribbler. Grealish is more press resistant. Why didn't he start tonight instead? For what Gareth Southgate wanted to do. Grealish was the way better profile to use than Sterling. Sterling's an in-behind winger that wants to score goals. I didn't see Raheem Sterling run in behind once today. Not once did I see him running behind. What was his role? You may as well play Grealish or Foden today. Speaking of Foden, how did he not come on? You need a goal, you need some creativity, you need some X factor in your flipping team, and you don't bring in Foden. What's going on? Shocking, absolutely shocking. Honestly, it's actually horrible from Southgate. He played for a draw. The way England played today, it was like he was happy with a draw. You're better than the US on paper. You're better. I've watched this US team for the best part of a year. Yeah? What they're doing right now, in terms of their first half against Wales and their game today, these two games they've had, they're the best two games I've seen them play in over a year. I've been keeping an eye on this team for a minute, guys. Trust me when I say this. They are not this good in terms of just using the ball, but maybe they've just improved in it. Maybe the Gregg process is actually in fruition now, considering they're a young team and they actually believe in him and stuff. Maybe that's why they're playing so well, because they're a motivated young group that's playing their first World Cup. Maybe that's why they're actually playing as well as they are. I think up front, they just need to make the right decision and they need to create more clear-cut chances, when you look at them today, like I said, the midfield, absolutely brilliant. The way they were playing out from the back with, I thought their fullbacks at times could have done better. Anthony Robinson. And by the way, the fact that Saka, Anthony Robinson today at times was really clumsy. Really clumsy. Do you get what I'm saying? And Saka did not do enough to take him on. He did not do enough to take him on. Saka is one of the best 1v1 wingers in the Premier League, bro. And he didn't take Robinson on. Bro, when Arsenal played Fulham early in the season, I was seeing him take on Robinson for fun. Why didn't he do it today? I don't know why, innit? But yeah, when it comes to the US, I felt like, off the ball, 4-4-2 as well. Just to nullify England and at times just lay back and not press them when they had Tim Weah and that Tim guy, as the two Tims. No. Was it Henry? That must be his name, Henry Wright or something like that. The striker for the US today. And Tim Ream were like a two. McKennie occupied to the right-hand side. Tyler Musa in the middle. Pulisic on the left as well. That system allowed them to sort of make sure they shut out the midfield and they stay really compact together and allow just the England to go out wide. Seriously, I really think tactically Gregg did so well to nullify Bellingham today, because Bellingham, for the most part, was nowhere to be seen for his game. Do you get what I'm saying? So fair play to Gregg in terms of that, and yeah, fair play to the US. I just think they just need a little bit more composure up front, in my opinion. Pulisic had some good moments. I feel like overall, you know what? He had a good-ish game in terms of like his dribbles, some of his link up play, dropping deep. His defensive work overall was half decent as well. He had to do a lot of it. I thought that was okay. I just feel like maybe in moments where he was maybe crossing the ball or maybe he shot, maybe he should have done something else instead, Christian Pulisic. But you know what? Hey, so far with this tournament as a Chelsea fan, I can't say I'm unhappy with him, to be honest with you. Mason Mount on the other hand today, Sterling on the other hand today, they need to do better. The pair of them, they need to do better for England. And look, England will be fine at the end of the day. They drew the game. It's not the worst result in the world, but you just expect more for the talent they have. You just expect more. I'm not saying go and beat USA 6-0, but come on, perform better than that, man. Your midfield's supposed to be better than theirs, even though theirs is ridiculously talented. I really like Musa. That kid, 19 years old. He's good, man. Trust me, guys. He is class, bro. What a midfielder, bro. He looked really good today. I get it. It's good. Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, you know? But come on, man. We can do better than that. We have the better team. We can bring off players. We can bring players off the bench that are talented. So can the US, but ours is better. So overall, I think with England, disappointing, underwhelming, not good enough. Gareth Southgate played for a draw. And in terms of from a US perspective, look, England are basically through because unless they lose 4-0 to Wales, which I think is impossible. Honestly, I'll do something mad if Wales actually beat England 4-0 because Wales are awful. Wales are so bad. They are so bad. England cannot be losing that game, let alone 4-0. So yeah, they're through basically. Now whether that's going to be top or not, I don't know. They'll probably win the game, so they'll probably finish top. And then when it comes to that USA Iran game, that game's interesting now. That game is really interesting. USA on 2 points, Iran on 3 points. That's going to be a very good game. It's going to be an intense game. The US have to win. If they win, they're through. It's as simple as that. Iran, as long as they don't lose, they're through. So let's see what happens in that game, and we'll see what happens in the England game as well. So yeah, that's it for your review, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications, follow my social media down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another set of fixtures. I think the likes of Argentina play, France play Denmark as well. That's going to be a good game of football. So yeah, excited for tomorrow, and yeah, do check out my other reviews on the games today as well. So yeah, do check that out. Anyway, I'm gonna quit the waffling and go to bed soon. So yeah, in a bit, guys. Peace.